Hello, this is Divine Sunshine, your soul therapy specialist. I'm doing simulcast on two. The gig is out. I now have also a podcast too, which is called Divinely Speaking Unplugged. It can be found on Spotify, Apple Music, and I'm missing one more. Spotify, Apple Music, and there's one more that I can be found on. Oh my God, was the two ones that, oh, iHeart Radio. I can say iHeart Radio. So yes, I can be on found on those two as well. So I'm also doing it on my YouTubers high as well. So I got two simultaneously going broadcasts at the same time. So today's subject is talking about this shadow aspect that we just are occurring. I think they say in Capricorn, but then I also read someplace where it's saying in Aquarius as well. So the shadow aspect that we're dealing with right now is understanding that it is really truly important for us to concentrate on finding those things that we still are saying that no longer exist to some of us, but it does, as far as the things that we put in the closet in the back, but we don't want to address. That dress that we thought we had given to Goodwill. So on my show, we know that if it chime is divine. So those things that we had maybe given to Goodwill and say, hey, I thought I had gotten rid of. We look back in the back of our closet and guess what? It's still there. And be like, what the heck? I thought you was gone. And that dress, that your yucky dress, or that dress that was from your prom or some kind of event that you had, it is still lurking there in the corner. In the back of the recesses of our thing. Excuse me about that. Hopefully I can edit it off the off of the podcast. So that's really somebody trying to reach me, but I got to put it back on because I like my notifications. Okay, so in that understanding, so now we have that shadow aspect. I've been talking about this before on my channel, saying how we need to be able to address those things. It's funny, I've had several conversations with people when I try to address these things that it seems like we still need to do it. A lot of times it's met with confrontation. Thank you. Some of them is met with denial. Some of them just is already hitting with anger, which lets me know I've hit something core deep, that I've really actually have hit golden. I've hit oil, as they're saying, because if it's bothering you and I'm triggering you and I'm hitting some resistance, that means you know on a deeper surface level that there's something that you still need to address there. So in understanding that we have some things that we still need to address, this is what this shadow is. We know that May 1st started off with this thing of union. Union is more union of us coming together. Now, this union comes in different forms. It could be, again, with us coming together with ourselves, with the divine feminine and the divine masculine aspect. It's also of us coming together as far as our divine feminine, divine masculine aspect in the 3D, the other, the counterpart, or your cohort as well. There's also a thing of you coming together with the union with the exact thing that you want to get into, such as a new job or a new home. This is what this union meaning coming together. And this energy started on May 1st. Now on May 1st, it opened up a portal for us to be able to get that union. I woke up that morning with a meditation that I will give to my Patreon people. So those of you all that's on Divinely Speaking Unplugged, and those of you all that on Divine Unisouls 11, as well the YouTube channel, I also strongly suggest and invite you to come to be a part of the Rays of Sunshine on Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/Rays of Sunshine. Is Sunshine. That is a group in which I pour all the stuff that I don't put on YouTube. Those of you all that's on Divinely Speaking, Unplugged, those of you all also be able to get information that I can't go in depth on YouTube or on the podcast. They can be able to get that information there. I pour a lot of good stuff in there, a lot of good courses. I got a chime again there that let you know it's divine as well. So I pour a lot of good stuff over there. And so I'm going to put that it's a hypnosis, because I do hypnosis too as well, therapy, as far as past regression. But I've got a download of some information in which I can be able to use to help us to get our mindset into union. Once that will be the meditation or activity for the $14 people. The ones that's at the $7, I'm only giving readings on that one. But the 14 and 21, tier 2 and tier 3, you all will receive this union meditation. So if you're interested in doing that, do that. All right, finish with the commercial break on that and advertising in the not shameless, but the needed plug in order to know about what other services that I give you all. So in understanding that it's this union, this coming of sorts together. But Spirit also pushed me to say that, again, some of us are settling for just being good. And the settling for being good is in several areas. Some of those areas are as far as in being with a 2.0, as I call it on the show. And for those of you all that's new to Divinely Speaking Unplugged, that would be a soulmate or somebody saying, I don't want the one, but I'm going to settle for one that's darn near closest to the one. Rather is that, or even be on a job. I'll even tell on myself, even being on the job, getting to the point of like, you know what, you're good as a teacher, but guess what? There's an area that you can be great in. Maybe it is in a spiritual career, but you're just getting settled in being good. Such as also those of our cohorts that might be in relationships or in marriages. They might be good at that marriage, but guess what? Yeah, or in that relationship, but that ain't great. Okay. And you know, you can survive off of good. That's what Spirit was telling me. You can survive off of good, but it's always that in the back of your mind is like, dang, what if I would have pushed myself to excel, or what if I had really had tried by being in that job or getting out of that job or getting out of that house and really striving to be great. And we're just really now, Spirit is saying, we're just striving just to be good. And Spirit is now making us do this shadow work or through this retrograde, because retrograde slows us down. We don't not able to go fast forward into anything. We have to stop right where we are and really take introspection. And this is what's going on. This energy has been draining. A lot of downloads we have been getting here as well. Benita also had told me, and all those of you all that's on on Divine Unisoul's 11, already familiarized with me using Benita, as I call it, the reporter on the street. Spirit is always challenging to her about different things that's going on in the collective. And maybe one day on Divinely Speaking Unplugged, I will have her as a guest on here too as well, so you can get to see how she works. And with her, she stated that she's feeling there. Spirit gave her a number of people that are going to be, and I'm not going to share that on here because I don't want anybody to talk about it. And I wanted a number, we're going to leave it at vague. But she said there's some ones that are, it gave her a specific number that are really getting prepared. Union is on the table for them. Now, in order for us to be able to do that, in order for us to be on the table, guess what? We have to clean our plates. And so that means even if you got to clean off the place, a little bit of something that's left there, just like when you go to the buffet again, when you go to buffets like that, you can pile on. However, in order for you to get some more food, you got to clean up what you have. And so this is where we are right now. If a chime is divine. So this is where we are right now, understanding that we have to, for those of you I don't know where I say chime, a lot of times my guides and angels and my guidance team, they use, and ancestors, they use the chimes to talk and speak to me. So sometimes those chimes get extremely loud, excuse me for those of you out there listening through headphones, that's a really resounding like, yes, heck, yes, 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 a heavenly yes. and say, don't use hell yes, but a heavenly yes that's saying, yes, we agree with that. So we got to clean off our plates, and don't get upset with the messenger when I come along and Spirit might direct me to email you or talk to you and tell you, hey, you got this one little thing there. Open up your mind. Rather, I'm the one who's telling you, or you see a reader, or sometimes it's a person, heck, even a child would even tell you, or even somebody off the street might even tell you the same thing. Don't dismiss it. Sit there and sit in it, and really see how is it that maybe something that this person that sees me might be trying to help me with this one bit of something that I can't see. I always remember that at the beginning when I started this journey, and one person that was very infamous in Twin Flame Journey talked about how when I asked a reader for her to do the reading for me, she was talking about, you got this one spot in your thing in which is probably black, and you couldn't even try to uncover what's going on with you unless you speak to myself or my partner, because it's so deep. So in a lot of times, and my mom has always said that sometimes you can't see it because you're in it. Sometimes a lot of times you can't see things very clearly. You up in it, it's so close, and you're in the situation, in the midst of it. You need somebody on the outside to see this. But I'm noticing a lot of us, it's a lot of occurrence of a lot of people going with these 2.0s, and I'll talk more about what that is on the podcast, but you all can look on Divine Unisouls 11, where I already addressed that, but I go a little bit more in depth about it on the podcast as well, so you all would be able to know what is the difference. However, these are the things in which Spirit wants us to address. Get rid of the stuff. The shadow work is for a reason. The more light, I remember somebody is saying that on one of the playground, the more light that is cast, the more longer and a much bigger shadow that's going on. The more you get into it, the more you got to go in depth and look into that shadow and get that shadow under control here, because that shadow is going to find its way of casting its way on your union in some type of form or fashion. This is why it is best that you start to deal with these things, so that when you get into union, wherever you go, I always think about my DM saying that, like, the more successful, more money, the more problems. The more success you have, or more climbing up and ascending, some other things will also come, and challenges will come to challenge you to really say, hey, are you truly being able to shine the light? And this is where we are, and understanding that there is some things that we got to get that under control, because we don't want that to come up. And the first thing that they hit that button that's going to cause that shadow to come right on out of that negativity thing, we have to make sure we've got it under control. This is where we are right now. And this is why they want us to deal with the shadow right now during this retrograde. I know it's supposed to be lasting a long time. I've seen something, and I'm not going to put dates on it, because you know what? I was watching Kathy and Jennifer earlier just a little bit, and then I jumped off because I was like, I don't want to watch any readings right now at this point. But I did see that, and she was talking about because time and how to be able to use time. And she's like, if I do give you a reading and I give you a time period on something, you know what, you have the right to be able to jump lines, move the timelines. It doesn't have to be that way. And I've always said that, especially when we're talking about dealing with time. So again, it could be saying way off into the fall or whatever it's saying like that, but you make it, just like retrogrades. I've had retrogrades that have happened. If I didn't know what was going on, it was the best time of my life, because I wasn't even concentrating on that. I was like, I'm going to make the best of it. I've heard also from some of the people that I do listen to astrology and things like that, I'm more getting myself curtailed into that direction, that they're saying again, if you've done the work, this retrograde really is not going to be that hard for you, because you already done the work, and now you really working on applying it. This is where you are. So this union. We've been saying union is coming. This is another portal that's coming up. I know it because, again, I woke up Saturday morning and it was giving me a meditation about some things of hypnosis of how to do it. So this is true. This coming together is not even only union that way, but I've spoken to you all about this union as far as also with this networking of coming together. I've seen it already happen where I'm using people's tapping into other people's gifts to be able to do things, and it's coming together. It's really the ones that you would even know when you sit down and you see. And I'm trying to remember what was it that I seen, and I was like, oh my God, I'm tapping into them, they tapping into me, and we using each other's stuff. At this point, I know also with Kathy D, she had even assisted me even with the hypnotherapy. I could hear her start it off at the beginning, and then I finished it out as far as what we needed to, and we worked together collectively through the 5D of how to come up with this. I don't want to hear nothing Kathy D talk about where's my money at. So my thing is we came in together, so you can plug in. We're getting stronger, and that's another thing about this union of coming together. Like I said, us network. And I told you it's like a cell, and like these cells are talking to other cells, and we're communicating with each other, and we're bouncing back, and it's helping to form and to structure who we are. This is where we are right now. It might have been even my braider, my stylist, something she did. Oh, yeah, it was. Because I know when I sat down and I kept on saying what I say, you know what she doing? She ain't charging enough. She is really shortchanging herself. She needs to charge more than this. I say, because I know on average how much it is for her. Like regular is like, like you spending that much, but regular it is, it's in the hundreds. And whatever she had did, I was like, you shortchange. The next thing I know, and I kept on saying that over and over again while she was doing my hair. I was like, this is not an even exchange of spiritual energy here. I don't like this. And soon enough, I heard her say, Bertina, I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm going to have to change what I'm charging. She said, because I'm finding out as I'm doing your hair, it's the same stuff I'm doing, and I'm going to have to charge. I'm like, fine. I was already prepared for her to go on ahead and do that. So I was already in line. We was already networking. And I don't know if this child is divine feminine or whatever she is, but we were already tapping into each other's energy. Same way I was feeling, the same way she picked up. She's like, I'm going to have to charge you more because I don't feel comfortable in this. This is a new service. I'm just trying this out. And so I'm going to have to charge you more. I say fine, because I know on my end, now anybody else, I was like, she might not try it on. But anyway, I was like, that's fine, I'm your guinea pig. But anybody else that she tries it on, she needs to make sure that, they are open to that and receptive. And thank God she picked the person who's open, receptive. And I was like, yeah, I'm 1,000% behind you on that. Yeah, you need to charge more because that is not enough. What you're doing. Spirit had told me all along. I said, I don't know, maybe she give me a discount because I'm always getting my mom the hair done and I'm paying for that. I don't know. I said, well, thank God for that, but something about that. And she tapped right on into it. Again, networking. We're coming together. We're tapping into each other. They're almost like this, like the headphones or this microphone that I'm having for this podcast tapped into my iPad as well. And so that is where we are in understanding these things too as well. All right. I don't know who paused it because I didn't pause it. Okay. All right then. So it stopped on the podcast, but that's all right. You all got the good stuff. So I'll find out where it stopped on this one because I was experimenting anyway on them. So, okay. All right. Until next time. So again, don't forget about the event that we're doing again on the 6/6, which is doubling down on love. I will put in again the flyer for you all to be able to use. I think it stopped because that phone call, it just hit me. So I see why, and I have to put it back on, but that's all right. We're going on with this one. So this is the main thing. And so, also don't forget to check me out on iHeart Radio, Spotify, as well. There's 2 on those. I'm uploading as we go along. I'll probably put some other things. A lot of stuff that I don't have on this one, I'll be able to have on also on podcasts. I go a little bit more in depth because that way I'm not censored. That one is really my freedom where I get to say whatever I want to on that one. And I'm not thinking about the thumbs up, the thumbs down. that part is that. So that's why I like that. So don't forget to check out Divinely Speaking Unplugged. I'll put it in the community tab as well for you to be able to check that out on that. And it's also on Podbean too as well. Podbean as well. So I got iHeart, and I think Apple. I gotta wait and see what happened with Apple Music too, as well. So for theirs, for their podcast as well. So I am making moves and doing things that I want to. My playground as well. And if you're interested in having a past life regression session, please make sure you hit me up on that one. I'm going more so in the direction of that. Readings I'll do too as well, but I'm more so going in the direction about really truly helping you to work on this trauma and this shadow work from either other lifetimes and now. So that part too. And I also do M.A.T. as well, which is getting rid of the trauma, healing you of the trauma that's in your body and the pain and the emotional ties that you have too as well. During this season, I strongly suggest that you go and do that more so than reading, because again, like I told you, reading is nothing but a GPS that tells you where it is. But the keys to really getting rid of this stuff is in hypnotherapy, or either the M.A.T. That's going to help you to really be able to give you the keys to go driving to where you know, to your destination, which is union. So those are the things that I would say as well. And also go to divineunisouls11.co to be able to get to get your information about how you can be able to book with me for those things. And it's also on Ashanti. Let me put that real quick. Ashanti Wellness Center.com. Okay, yeah, add that one. Oh no, hold on a second. Wait a second. I got to edit that. Hold on 1 second. Too many E's. Okay, here we go. www. Okay, so I got constant flows of ways in which I'm able to help you all out with what's going on. So www.AshantiWellnessCenter.com is where you need to go for that one. You also, for your Patreon, if you want to join my Rays of Sunshine as well, go there as well, www.patreon.com/Rays of Sunshine. That's another thing for you to be able to go on. And then also, again, if you want the podcast, again, it's called Divinely Speaking Unplugged. Okay, at that banner, so you know what are the things that you need to go to. And that's my podcast, Divinely Speaking Unplugged, found on iHeart Radio, Spotify, waiting on, I think Apple is next as well, and then also Podbean. Those are the ones that you could be able to find me on. All right, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Love you. Work on our shadow work. If you need help, come see me. All right, be talking to you real soon.